Hey, great Monday evening. Great Monday evening. I almost forgot what day it was. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville. And I will say that, the weather again is kind of wacky again. We've had a very sunny morning and all of a sudden it started to rain. And, rain is not always good. Good evening. Great first show for Dr. James. He started with you and is very insightful. I love Dr. James. I'm glad that Dr. James is out there. I mentioned to him that I was going to do my best to continue to promote his show because I think it's very important. He offers counseling, and there's one thing that our community needs right now is a lot of counseling, and that's not always a good thing, but it's a needed thing. Saucio family, how we doing? Jesus Becky, how's it going? Diana, God bless. How's it going? Miss Huerta, we're watching. Awesome. Thank you for watching. Good evening, Jay Daniel, my man. Good evening, Luis. Another tough day in Brownsville. It is going to be. We're going to talk about the numbers in a little bit. Joe, my man, how's it going? Eggman, God bless, my man. Buenas noches, gente. Buenas noches, Marcos. Good to see you. Frankie looks so different. Frankie's starting to look a lot better. Just joking. And, good evening, good evening, Kathy, Lalo, saludos. Hero Hunter, ese Hero Hunter. Hola, mi amor, good evening, Jessica Hermosa, ¿cómo estás? Let's see, good evening, Silvestre, and where's Frankie? Frankie is dedicating a lot of his extra time to do the campaigning thing. So, again, hats off to him. Always running your first race is you go through a learning process, and it is Frankie's actual first race, and as much as we do our best to try and give suggestions, recommendations, this is his race to run, and we empower, we do our best to encourage, but sometimes, as they say, the little bird has to jump out of that nest sometime. So, but we'll be there. We'll be there for for the landing, and we'll be there to give advice along the way. But very, very proud that Frankie has decided to throw his hat into the ring, and seek public service. It's very, very commendable. Good evening, Sylvester again. Esme, good evening. My man Joe. Good evening, Joe. And we will be having Joe tomorrow. We're going to be discussing a lot of the after meeting since BID is having a meeting tomorrow. So I will have him on to see what his insight is in regards to it. Buenas tardes, Pablo. ¿Cómo estás? Rocío, ¿cómo estamos? David, good evening. Hopefully no more rain. It's crazy. We'll talk about mosquito situation in a bit. Noche. Evening. Hi, Cheese. How's it going? Normita, hermosa, ¿cómo estás? And Miss Nix, thank you for the Will Prep meeting. Woo! It's going to be fun. Saludos desde Westlaco. Leroy, my man. How's it going? Charlie Zone. Hey, my man. How's it going? And Erasmo, Uganda Knuckles. Frankie, we do miss you. Esme Alvarez, how's it going? Pedro, how's it going? Oh, yeah. Good. Looking very good. And we do have the honor, and thank you. I'm basically caught up a little bit. Hey, Liz. I do have the honor of having tonight attorney Angela Nix with us. Miss Nix, how you doing tonight?
Good evening, Mr. Castro. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
I like it when you call him Mr. Castro. Nobody calls me Mr. Castro. They call me a lot of other little words, but I can't say them because this is.
Well, shame on that. You deserve respect.
This is a mostly a PG show, but so I won't repeat all those words that a lot of people go out there and call me. Mando, my man, love you. This is my second child. I have two children. Good morning. Today's number is 559. Yeah, that's one of the first things we're going to talk. Today's numbers in the city of Brownsville are 559 positives for the city of Brownsville. I will say that 37, 40, 45, 50 of those are children, school-age children. 50 of those are school-age children. And again, the numbers continue to rise. Shout out to Knuckles. Charlie Zone. Angela Nix, number one, right? I keep telling her, but she won't believe me. They call me Mr. Castro. Primo! Good evening, Eduardo. And mostly PG, except for a few shout outs. Yes, I know. I get in trouble. Hey, Angela from Alfonso Esteban Villarreal and Jose Luis Salinas. Hello,
Good
Angela.
evening, y'all.
Guys, and again, we do have to report in the city of Brownsville 7 deaths, 7 males that passed away. Angela, what is your take on all the numbers and how they've greatly increased in the past 4 or 5 days?
Honestly, I'm concerned that it's still not an accurate representation because we're testing such a small percentage of the population. So I am concerned that in the community the numbers are much larger. Just because we're not testing adequate numbers of the population. We're I don't know, what are we at, less than 10% having been tested?
Oh, yeah, we're far lower.
5%, maybe even less than that. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I am concerned about that.
Well, one of the
I
things I
think
think
it's a huge problem.
it is a big issue. I think one of the biggest concerns out there, Angela, that we have is that the numbers. All of a sudden we're having these horrible numbers, and it's at that point right now where individuals just don't know what to believe anymore. A lot of the things with the numbers out there is a lot of the decision making process that goes around throughout the city of Brownsville, is based on numbers. You want to make decisions based on facts, and when you have wonky numbers or wonky facts, it doesn't add up, then you start to think that something, someone is not being upfront in regards to sharing information. Now, I have spoken to a lot of the individuals at the county, a lot of individuals close to the Cameron County Commissioner's Court, and they have stated that one of the reasons why the numbers are so behind is because they just haven't been able to catch up. So they're trying to say that there was a lack of a lack of proactivity. They weren't being very proactive. They weren't prepared for something like this. And one of the things that I mentioned, Ann, is that it's very hard to pinpoint what could have been done because no one expected a pandemic coming from all the way from China to reach the shores of Brownsville, Texas, and to affect our community the way that it has. But we should have been prepared for something. Does that make sense?
I think that there's some responsibility, though, in the way the federal administration dealt with the issue in as early as December and January, though. So it trickle down theory. Of course, our local governments aren't when they're taking guidance from the big guys in Washington. Be that as it may, this is where we're at now.
Yes, and that's something that I guess one of the things that a lot of individuals mention, and is that well, it's President Bush, well, no, it's President Trump, and Greg Abbott, and I said that's fine. We might want to focus on what they could have done, they should have done, but at this point in time, because of the situation that we're living in here locally, the only ones that we could directly demand some type of response from are from our local leadership right now, and I think those are the ones that a lot of us have on speed dial or hope to have on speed dial, to whereas they'll share more perfect information with us for our community to make halfway wise decisions, which is something that has been very lackluster as of recent, because our community has opted not to make the wisest decisions in regards to their outings and in regards to the way they interact with each other. One of the things that we were concerned about was the going back and forth. And this came from the state government in regards to the face coverings. Do we have to wear face coverings? Do we not face coverings? It's a mandate from the state. Can it be enforced? And it was just going back and forth, back and forth. What is your take on the face coverings, Ann?
I think they're absolutely essential. Period.
So they should be mandated?
Yes.
Good. What about children going into grocery stores?
I can appreciate the fact that single parents have some difficulties these days with childcare. No longer can you just get the neighbor to watch your kids, and you can't leave them in the car. So I sympathize with parents terribly right now. I mean, terribly. So I couldn't do that one. I would hope that the children would have face coverings if they have to accompany a parent. But I honestly wouldn't want to advocate anything that makes it tougher on parents right now. I mean, Brownsville and Cameron County is, one of the less economically disadvantaged cities, or most economically disadvantaged cities in the state. And I wouldn't want to advocate anything that makes it harder on the folks. I honestly wouldn't. That was the whole goal behind the Wills Clinic, was trying to do something for people at a time when they may need it, but they can't afford it, or they need to be able to put that money towards something else.
Awesome. Well, that's one of the things that we're going to get to. One of the things that we've noticed in the numbers is the increase in regards to the individuals that have passed away. One of my biggest concerns going into the wonky numbers was, I started to do some research in regards to the numbers that were being produced by the county, and I found that the numbers, they didn't add up to the number of individuals that I knew personally who had lost loved ones. With that said, again, the numbers are kind of wonky; they're kind of off. But that's something that we have to deal with in regards to the county. But one of the sure numbers out there is that there are a lot of individuals who are passing away. One of my cousins passed away this weekend, and it's funny because it's not funny, but her husband came over to the office this morning and says, hey, yes, I need some advice in regards to preparing my will, because now he sees it's such a needed thing. And I said, guess what, Mr. Gutierrez? I said, we're having Will's clinic this weekend. So we got the form printed out, filled out the form as best as we could, and we sure as heck did mail it into the email that was provided to us.
There are some from today that I have not had a chance to respond to yet, or look at yet. So it'll be a daily thing. But I do plan on forwarding the basic forms to my fellow attorneys and typists, hopefully tonight before I call it a day, so that we're ready to start cranking those out.
Good. So tell us more about why have a Wills Clinic.
It can make life after your loved one has passed a little bit easier. If you have one, it makes it easier to get a court order to handle bank accounts or debts or automatic payments or all those types of things that you need a court order with. If you have children from multiple relationships or marriages, your property does not pass to your spouse without a will. And you could be putting your surviving spouse in a precarious position where other people then try to pressure them into selling the property or vacating, and things that you absolutely did not intend to happen upon your death. A will makes sure that your final wishes are in fact carried out. And I think that's why it's important. And I think the average cost of one is anywhere from $350 to $750. So, to get it done without having to pay those kinds of fees should be a financial savings that's substantial to most of the folks here in the Valley. And for that matter, I don't even care if these are wills outside the Valley, quite frankly. That's why I've said we'll supply them by email. Okay. Literally, if you're in Texas, the wills take 2 witnesses. They all contain something called a self-proving affidavit, which means the executor executes the will in the presence of the witnesses, and all 3 execute in the presence of the notary. That is a requirement that it be done that way. And as long as that formality is observed, and we'll be putting that caveat on all wills that will be emailed so that people remember the formalities are important with regard to execution of a last will and testament. But that's why I think that it's important to supply them by email. Not to mention the fact that I think that some people may have COVID and can't easily travel or shouldn't travel or are self-quarantined. And that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be able to take advantage of this service, obtain the services of a mobile notary, and do it through a window. I mean, it can still be done safely and with proper safeguards and social distancing.
Well, let me ask you, the Will Clinic, Lucy, is going to be held this Saturday and the following Saturday, the 8th and the 15th. It will be at Angela Nick's Attorney at Law Office, 955 East Madison. So again, we'll be continuing to post that on the page. But yes, let me ask
That's
you.
correct. We will have obtained our cutoff. We have a deadline for both days, and that deadline is midnight the Thursday before. So yes, if you don't get your request in by this Thursday at midnight, we'll have to do it on the 15th. So there is a cutoff. We plan on having 2 tables outside the office with coverings and witnesses on standby and notaries on standby. And if there are last minute issues, we can always take care of it there at the office. I'll have at least 4 attorneys there to help make changes or generate documents if we need to. I was hoping to get another office in Harlingen to assist so that we could do it in Harlingen as well as Brownsville. Unfortunately, my fellow attorney who's going to be helping out, Jody Goodwin, is still without power over there. And it's been days. And so she hasn't been able to say that she could. Let's hope that maybe by the 15th she will. But for now, this weekend, I think we're just going to be limited to doing the one location at East Madison.
That's fine. Let me ask and we're going to have the wills, power attorney, and physician directive. Let's start. Let's stay with wills. With wills, you mentioned an executor, and on here it says name an executor and name of successor executor. Did you just mention that the executors were also going to be needed to be present on Monday to sign, or is it only the individual who is making them executor?
So an executor is the same thing as a testator, and that's the person whose will it's going to be. An executrix testator. Or is who's executing the will. No, your representative who would be the executor for purposes of probate or whatever, or a successor executor, does not have to be present at execution.
So it's only the individual that is making out the will. Now by the executor, it means the individual that is going to, after their passing, be the one that ships
is in charge of making sure that their final wishes are carried out.
Awesome. Perfect. So that is in dealing with the will. The other thing we have on there is power of attorney. What is the power of attorney? How does that help out individuals?
Okay, so a power of attorney, a statutory power of attorney, is used so that your agent can act for you because you are unable to do so. So if you were out of the state or out of the country and couldn't sign documents, or if you were not competent, or quite frankly, with COVID, it's my understanding that people are being placed in comas so that they don't fight the ventilators, and people are slipping into comas. And situations occur where you're not lucid, you're not in your right mind. And in that situation, you want someone that you trust with your financial affairs, so that they can make sure that things carry on and that your wishes are continued, so that you still have a life to come back to.
Awesome. So if anyone needs to, go withdraw some money from, Dad's account, Dad has to make sure that he hands over that power of attorney so that I could go and take care of his financial situations,
Yes.
as an example. Great.
Yes.
Now, physician's directive.
Okay, so a physician's directive tells the physician, excuse me, the treating physician, what life-saving treatments you do not want in the event that you are unable to communicate it. In my case, I want none in the event that I get sick and am unable to communicate my wishes. I want no resuscitative efforts whatsoever. Let me go. Heaven forbid that after getting sick with COVID, I am brought back with compromised lungs, heart condition, living on oxygen, or a vegetable, or anything like that, because I went for a period of time where I was deprived of oxygen. I don't choose that. I choose to go ahead and meet my maker, and I figure that's what she intended.
She.
I think my maker is a she, Mr. Castro.
There goes my theology degree. Hey, oops. Hey, one of the, and again, these are one of the things that a lot of individuals were making mention of out there was, oh well, this is part of fear mongering or upsetting people, and it's a friend of mine that said it, and I said, no, my man, and it was John. John's a great friend of mine. I love John. He knows, and I love his family. But again, he calls me out when he thinks he needs to call me out, and I appreciate it. I said, no, John, let me tell you, everyone should have a will. Everyone should have a will. I mean, especially in a time when our death rate is increasing. So it's not, hey, we're trying to scare people out there.
Unfortunately, it's one of those things that you just put off and put off and put off. And you think, I'm too young and I'm not going to need it. I went in for some routine medical exams last month just because I was changing primary physicians. And right before I did, right before I went in, even though nothing was life-threatening in any of the testing, it's still, you never know. And I executed all three in favor of Julio because I don't want him to have any difficulty. And right now on my desk, I have 3 for Julio that we plan on getting executed this weekend. So, I mean, and I've been a lawyer for 30 years and I've been married for 20 years. And I have not set aside the time to do this for us, for heaven's sakes. And as you mentioned to your viewers, you and I have done a wills clinic before.
Yes.
You, myself, Aaron Hernandez Garcia, we all did a wills clinic some years back. So, and I didn't take the time out to do it then, for heaven's sakes. It's just one of those things that you procrastinate on. And as I said, I really want to save people a little money when I think they don't have it to waste.
It's awesome. And I still remember the last time that we had it, and the people were so grateful, the ones that came. I know a lot. I personally know a lot of people that came and did it. And again, I didn't do mine then, but I sure as heck did mine later on because I thought it was important. And I have nothing to leave, but I sure as heck wanted my little girls to be taken care of. What are your thoughts as to how Cameron County will respond, whether it is positive or negative, to prepare for this presumably wave of COVID? With the RGV medical facilities overwhelmed now, I'm not sure that they are able to sustain long term. My opinion, Cameron County has failed Cameron County. The Cameron County Commissioner's Court has not been proactive in regards to getting our community ready for what we have been experiencing and what we could be experiencing in the next couple of weeks, if not the next couple of months, at least till the end of the year, or at least till the vaccine is found. They have failed us to the point where the state of Texas has had to send individuals here down to Cameron County and basically take over the health department. It's embarrassing. But it is what it is. It's the situation that we're facing now. Now, could they have prepared a mass unit? They should have. We've been screaming at the top of my lungs. I've lost my voice twice already. Should have prepared a COVID unit, a mass unit out there. We should have. We should have had one here in Brownsville. We did not. Our hospitals are turning away individuals who, by the way, did not have a physician's directive or did not have a will. A lot of individuals were being sent home, and a lot of these individuals have lost their lives. Now, are people being sent home to die? I hope that that's not the case. I know that individuals are being hush-hush about it, but it would have been a lot better if we had a little COVID mass unit out there, because guess what? The governor of the state of Texas actually came down to Hidalgo County and said, you know what? It sounds like a good idea. Let's make a COVID mass unit. And now the McAllen Convention Center is going to fit 250 individuals who are COVID positive out there. So it was a good idea. We should have been proactive. So are we ready? No. So have they acted responsibly? I'm going to say no. They should have been a little bit more proactive, because a lot of us out there were screaming at the top of our lungs. Lungs. Hello to Erasmo and La Barbie. Yee! I thought you said Erasmo La Barbie and go like, oh. Yeah, we're looking at the puppy. My little birdie puppy in the back. Bandit. The bingo is Price Road is one of that is so full now. Now I'm waiting for Erasmo to say something. I have been saying something. I actually, Luis, I was the one that put up the pictures and the video. Was goodness gracious. And I actually put up a thing. I'm like, hey, I got a great idea. In the middle of a pandemic, let's open up a bingo. Yeah. And let's bring in all the viejitos and all the people with underlying conditions, because those are the ones that usually go to bingo. No social distancing. Yes, Luis, I already said it. People don't listen to me. And what do you think about opening bingos in the middle of a pandemic?
I'll just consider that a rhetorical question.
Yes. It's madness. That's crazy. Only in Brownsville, Texas, folks. Veterans can contact their local VA office, social services, for will services for veterans. That is awesome. Actually, that's a great bit of information. But again, if for some reason the veterans office does have a delay, the VA, and can't get them to you, as quick as you may want, take into consideration that if you could fill out the emailed form that we will provide to you, all you have to do is send it back in before Thursday at midnight, and you'll drive through on Saturday and pick up your will then. So yeah, anybody else? The VA is available. Thank you, Gloria. Porter, love Porter. That's what I've been told. Yeah, I saw your comment. So the executor would need to be present to sign off. That's my question.
No.
No, only the individual who is going to give the authority to the executor to be the one who executes the last will and desires and stuff for the individual that has passed away. Yes. You see, I should be an attorney. No, I should not be an attorney. But I do want to get a doctor's degree from Mexico. That's another story. Just don't tell my attorney. If you need another notary, Angela, please let me know. Hey, Kimberly!
Oh, Kimberly, thank you. I will. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Good evening, Christy. Good evening. Usted cállese. Pórse bien. Bingo Gardens is full now. COVID is here too, not only at the new bingo. Yeah, Alidu. And let me tell you, Alidu, I've been posting pictures of that bingo place on Price Road. I didn't even know it was called Bingo Gardens. I think it should be called Bingo Cemetery, not Bingo Gardens. Bingo Cemetery. You get the analogy, anybody? Anybody out there? I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses. You remember that one? It's a hymn, church hymn, because I got a theology degree and I'm handsome and totally not fat. This is a great service. Thank you for helping us that are not prepared yet, because we are young and healthy. Yeah, and handsome and totally not fat either. Even if you're handsome and totally not fat like me, you should take advantage. Well, I don't want to say take advantage, but yeah, take advantage, of the services being provided by our local attorneys here in the city of Brownsville, our local notaries, and the individuals that will be helping out in regards to being witnesses and, maybe providing some other stuff out there for us. So, yeah, guys, please come out on Saturday or then not next Saturday. Good evening, Mr. Castro. Said happy birthday to my daughter. Happy birthday, Maria Garibay. I want some piece of cake.
Happy
I like
birthday.
cake. Actually, I got some lemon bars. These things are delicious, and I've already eaten one, and I'm going to eat the next two in the next
Mr.
30.
Garcia, there is no fee for any of the documents. Not the will, not the power of attorney, not the physician's directive. There will be no notary fee. There will be no typing fee. There are no fees.
Nada. Zip. Zero. Zilch. Bingo Garden is full now. COVID is here too, not only in you bingo. I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the... It's the bingo cemetery. Guys, stop fighting, please. What type of law does the attorney practice?
A variety. I do family law, divorces, custody, CPS, contracts, general litigation, real estate matters, criminal defense. The only things I don't do are Social Security law, workman's comp law, and I co-op federal cases with a dear friend of mine by the name of Star Jones.
Oh, federal cases. We'll talk a little bit about federal cases before we let you go. Let me see if I have any more will questions. That was a good segue, guys. How can we get the papers? Lulu, send me an inbox, and I will directly email you the form that you fill out, and then I'll include the email that you're going to email it back to. And then what's going to happen, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ann, what's going to happen is after the documents are received, they'll set up a time slot for you, like from 8:30 to 9 for you to drive by, and your documents will be ready at that time. And then we'll have other individuals from 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10. That way you'll know what time slot to appear. And as no one else is there, but you'll get yours back then. It just depends on how many people actually sign up to get the service. But send me an inbox, and Lulu, and tonight I'll inbox you via messenger the documentation that you need to fill out.
On the registration form, Lulu, it asks for your email. And if you want us to email the documents back to you, we'll use that email. If you're going to come to one of the clinics, then we'll have it on that day for a drive-by registration. Nobody gets out of the vehicle. Our people will be curbside, and we don't want executors or anybody getting out of the vehicle. We'll have hand sanitizer, and we'll be using it abundantly, but we'd like people to stay in their vehicles for safety and social distancing.
Yeah, and the other thing, Lulu, if you opt to come through the drive-through, we'll have the notaries there, so there won't be, you don't have to find a notary.
People will need identification, Mr. Castro. Yes. We'll need a driver's license or other acceptable Texas ID. The notaries will need that to notarize the papers.
Yes, please, and yes. Como que el Ugandan Knuckles? I don't know what the hell you're saying. Y'all are still fighting on the YouTube, guys. Be nice. I have 2 properties. What do I need to take?
If you don't need to take anything, but if you want us to specifically dispose of the real estate somehow, then we may have to refer to it. When the individual who's preparing the will documents looks at your registration form, put the question on there in the registration form, Ms. Rodriguez, and that way the person preparing the docs can be sure to ask you about it when they get your form and they're preparing the docs, and they can call you on the number you provide.
Awesome. Let's see. What's up, kitty cat? I like it when you call me kitty cat. Are you going to the bingo? No, no bingo cemetery for me. You play for free. No.
Don't encourage him. He's out in the streets entirely too much, Mr. Cisneros. Do not encourage him.
Good afternoon. Hey, this is Adriana's son. You remember Adriana? Adriana? No?
Oh, yes.
He's gotten so big. Awesome. Say hi to Adriana for me, Papa. So if my spouse passed away and we bought a house while married, but my name is not on the title, does this mean I could lose the house? A will protect my family and land?
Okay. Mrs. Harding Cortinas, I don't know what the situation is with regard to your heirs at law. The example that I gave earlier was if all children of the testator, if the testator has children by multiple marriages or multiple relationships, then the property does not pass to a surviving spouse absent a will. So there are all kinds of different situations. If your spouse has only been married once and that was to you, and all children are children of the marriage, then under the law and what's called the intestate statutes, the property would pass to you as the surviving spouse. But it would only do so in the eventuality of no children outside the marriage.
Awesome. Wow. I hadn't even noticed 109 positive for Los Fresnos. I hadn't even noticed. Thank you. And let's see. Different type of power of attorney.
This is a statutory durable power of attorney. And if there are powers that you're not giving, there's a checklist.
Awesome. Sup, brother. Much love to you, and thank you all for all. It is appreciated. Thank you. Bingo Gardens is full now. COVID is here. Not only the new bingo. Yes. Bingo Cemetery. Thank you, Angela. She agreed. Those are my requests too. Agreed. Those are my requests too. Awesome. Thank you. Let me see if I have any more questions before we go into the other. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of questions. Crud. Where did I? Here. Hello. And Erasmo, saludos, Angela. Abracitos. Haven't seen you in a while. I need to call you. Oh.
Okay.
I love it. Aaron!
Good evening, Aaron.
No healthcare worker. So how much is it again? Nothing!
Zero. Nada. Zero.
What show is better? Goliath? It Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul?
I like Better Call Saul.
Yeah. Linda, hey, and
hola, Lindita. And hola, Claudia from earlier. And Mary.
Michael said, such beautiful eyes, Anne. Thank you, Michael. What about my eyes, Michael? What's up with that, bro? My parents did theirs. Yes! I was thinking about your parents, Claudia, right now when I mentioned it.
I will, Claudia, I will. I remember.
Yes, I remember. Actually, I remembered your parents coming in. It was awesome. When I know that was nothing but the truth. Preach, bro. Hi, Angela. Hugs to both of you. Thank you, Shayna. It's nice to see you both. Hey, Gloria! Does anyone know where Salazar Insurance office is located? They were located in front of the BISD building, but because of the fire that happened at Corey's Cupcakes, their office is there no more. Robert, if you can't find out by tomorrow morning, let me know, and I'll do my best to find out. Hello, Anne from Yahaida.
Hola, Haida.
Good evening, Cheese and Anne. Hey, Don, Eddie boy. Where can we get the docs forms for the wills? Adriana, send me an inbox, and I'll spend all night long sending everybody the emailed form, and please send it back. Anne, I had someone say that they mailed in the form on Sunday, but they haven't heard back from us yet. They should hear back by Friday. Is that correct?
Mailed it to the email?
Yes.
I've responded to everybody. Well,
Okay,
wait a minute. No. There are a couple that, like I said, I saw had come in this morning, but I haven't done. So there are like 2 or 3.
Okay, good. So please.
When we log off, I will respond.
Good. Awesome. Bingo Gardens, more than 120 cars today. Bingo Cemetery, Luis. How do we get the email? Send me an inbox, mi amor. Love you, Sherry. Acabo de pasar por ahí, está súper lleno, no vivo, yo vivo al atrás, ahí es un demasiado ridículo, depende de quién haya comprado el lugar, quizás sea de alguien de dinero. 100%, Sarita, te hacen toda la razón. Puro VIX, no. Share your professional opinion. If your home is paid for, is it better to have a transfer deed filed that becomes valid once the owner passes away?
You can always do a deed rather than a will, and I'm not sure what a transfer deed is. You can do a deed and, for example, reserve a life estate, but we're not offering deeds.
Awesome.
This is a wills clinic.
You are right, Erasmo. Erasmo is always handsome and totally not fat, but also always right. Thank you, Jimena. Except this morning, and I do want to apologize again. I made a statement that I should not have made. A friend of mine is fighting, and I did make mention that my friend had passed away. And again, I apologize to the family. It was irresponsible, but again, it was done more out of concern and out of love for the family. But I did make that mistake this morning, and I hope to receive forgiveness from the people that that I might have shocked. My bad. Don't always get this right, but we do correct ourselves when we get it wrong. What's the cost of the will? Nada. Zero. When asked, yeah, that's what I said. And that's why I know you had helped me, but can you, attorney, tell me where can I get the court order to change my daughter's name? Oh, in order to change an individual's name, they have to get a court order. In order to
a name change.
Then
that's what gets sent to Vital Statistics in Austin with the requisite fee to change the name on the birth certificate, but it's got to be done by court order.
Okay, so it's just a filing. They have to go through an attorney, or can they file the request to change the name on their own?
Anybody that can figure out how to do it can file a pro se petition for a name change. But the problem is people don't know how to do it. They don't know how to get the other parent served with service of process. They don't know how to do the decree. So it's not something that you just go to the clerk's office and pay and they give you the form and you fill in the blanks. I mean, there's actually a little bit more to it than that. So yeah, I generally say you have to get an attorney.
Awesome. Say it. Oh, when I was singing. Bingo. I come to the garden alone when the dew is still on the rose. Erasmo Cutie. Thank you. Ese guapo. Thank you, Lorenzo. What's the fee? Again, nothing. Why haven't you been listening?
Well, maybe they weren't here from the beginning. Jeez, be nice.
I'm teasing with Belinda. She's my buddy. Puros bars para Erasmo. Puros lemon bars para Erasmo. Lemon bars, delicious. Thank you. And I also, holy grease, Batman. Holy grease pomade. Pomade? It's for the hair. Thank you to my friends at Unique Blends for letting me promote, letting me have holy grease. It does the body good. Talking about a will and our mortality is not easy. Having even a basic will is one of the best things you can do for your loved ones. You stay behind. Don't assume things will go the way you want. Get the will, get it done. Angela Nix did this years ago, and it was amazingly successful. This is some good stuff, folks. It really is.
We did it years ago, Aaron. We did it, and yes, it was successful. And I'm so glad you've said you'll help this year.
Erin is awesome.
Yes,
Sometimes.
she is. There are many attorneys. Lena Munoz, Ash George. His wife Esmer is going to help with notarizations. Martha Cheney is going to help with notarizations. Isabel Garcia is going to help with typing and witnessing. Linda, you've agreed to help with witnessing. Linda's agreed to help with notaries. There are a host of people that are going to come to help pull this off so that we don't get too inundated on Saturday.
Preach. It'll be fun. Erin's amazing. Right now, I'm a little bit upset with her. I'm a little bit upset with her right now because she hasn't taken me out to breakfast, but she can make it up to me this week.
You are so bad.
I know. Good evening, my friend. Thank you. Thank you to the both of you for all that you do. Let me tell you, thank you all for coming by. And it is going to be a great event. I still remember the last one, and it was amazing. It was amazing because it was amazing because of the people that went, and people, really, really appreciated back then. And goodness gracious, guys, come on. We all know the time that we're living in. It is needed, and I think that we have lost too many people out here, and a lot of families who, are now saying we wish we had been prepared. It's a great blessing for our community. How do we request the forms to be emailed to us? Lori, send me an inbox and I will send you the forms, please. ¿Qué comes, Erasmo? I'm eating amazing lemon bars. Delicious. I'm not eating the holy grease. Holy grease. It does the hair good. 50s commercials. Yes, thank you for your time and helping all of us. Thank you. Love you, my amor. Damn it. Come on over. Hey, Mark Anthony, good evening, my man. Love this man. Okay, bar. Thank you. Thank you. Erasmo, you got my vote. I need your vote. Love you. Or do we need an appointment? No, the appointment will be sent to you, Griselda. Will be emailed to you probably Friday because the deadline is Thursday. By Friday, we should know who's going to come.
How many people we've got and how we're going to accommodate people. Mm-hmm.
Death comes when you least expect it. I have witnessed injustices with several family members' death who had no wills.
I'm so sorry.
It's not a pretty sight, guys. And let me tell you, what happens when you don't have a will at times in some families is that the devastation of the after death is sometimes even worse than the death itself. Does that make sense? Because there's a lot of infighting sometimes. Families divide. They'll fight over a piece of property or an old abandoned house or un carro.
But honestly, it's when everybody should be coming together.
Yes. Yeah. So again, it's your wishes, your desires, your things. I have some photos of the bingo on Price, not social distancing, cities protecting them. Send them to me, Jimena. I'll post them. Child support. Yeah, I want you to pay me my child support, Gloria. I don't know. And that's what, Angela, if y'all need a notary, let me know. Just prepare the papers that need to be notarized, and I'll go to the quicks, anything to help the community. I'm there. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rigoberto.
Thank you, Rigoberto.
Yes, police won't even send an officer because send me the picture. I'll take care of it. I promise you. Can you email them to me? Yes, Charlie. Send me your email or send me an inbox and I'll send them to you. I promise. I need to get a power of attorney for my special needs child that is really not that verbal. Does that apply as well?
No. Powers of attorney do not apply to children. Unfortunately, with regard to children, it's a guardianship normally that you would be looking at.
Buenas noches, disculpe. ¿Y los testamentos también en español? Sí. El formulario también lo tenemos elaborado en español, Rosy. Usted envíeme una notificación al inbox y yo le envío la forma en español. Hey, Angela, good to see you. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
What is the cost for release of title when you finish paying your property? File in court under your name. I don't know.
Uh, okay, there isn't anything called a release of title. I'm thinking perhaps a release of vendor's lien, that you were paying for the property on a warranty deed with vendor's lien and there was a promissory note, and now you've paid the property in full. And what you get in that eventuality is a release of vendor's lien or a release of promissory note, um, a release of a deed of trust. That would then release the mortgage lien because but it doesn't change the deed. I mean, your deed you got when you got the warranty deed with vendor's lien.
Yeah.
It's a different situation if you bought under a contract for deed, but again, that's not really what this Zoom live YouTube is about.
Yeah, it's a different process. But I don't know, how much it costs. I know that they charge you like I think $12 to file and something like that. I don't know. So how do you inbox via Messenger? Send me an inbox or email. You can email if you want directly. I guess 955 EAST Madison MADISON at gmail.com. 955 EAST MADISON at gmail.com. Either way. Erasmo, do you know if a person who is renewing his permanent residency can travel with the U.S., can travel within the United States? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Actually, you could you would need, renew your permanent residency online. You could do it yourself from your computer. Just get on your computer and file your renewing of a residency, and they'll immediately give you a receipt. And then you could travel anywhere you want. How do I know that? I don't know. The bingo cemetery. So my question is, if I have to fill out separate wills for my wife and I, correct? Do we both need to be present Saturday? I'm going to say
You can't fill out. You can't execute your wills for the will for your wife. The person has to execute their own will. So
yes.
If you're each requesting a will be drawn, then yes, you would each need to be present Saturday.
And for this one, you need to be present to win.
Yes.
What about people who don't have a Texas ID? What if they only have a visa or matricula? Visa and matricula are acceptable identification.
It has a picture ID on it so that we can verify
yes.
the person. Yeah. All we want to be able to do is verify that they are who they say they are.
Yes. Also, what form do I need to make sure in case something happens to my wife and who gets custody of my son? That is the will, isn't it?
Well, that's more of a trust for minor children, and is different provisions from a simple will. But put the question on your will registration form, and perhaps the attorney that's drafting it will call you and ask.
Perfect. Coolness. And now remember, guys, there's going to be several attorneys out there, so it'll be a lot of people working on them. My parents want to split their home and land among their kids. Where do I specify this in the form? I think you need someone to actually divide.
So in the registration form, it asks for spouse, and then it asks for other beneficiaries. And if the desire is to leave the property to the children in equal shares or whatever, you'd put that out where you list the beneficiaries.
Awesome. I got actually, as of right now, I've got 18 inboxes, so we're in business. Bingo! Puro cheese crisps. Love you, Lorenzo. Thank you. Sí, Lorenzo, con que eres un panzón. Hey, don't be fighting, guys. Voten Erasmo y Carlos. I've known Angela for years. She was a very smart student at Hannah.
Thank you, and don't forget, vote Frankie Olivo también.
Erasmo, all out of control. I come to the garden alone. Thank you for your service. So if I'm not taking witnesses, I leave those blank in the registration form?
Correct. The only reason you fill in witnesses is if we're emailing the form. Hi, thank you, Letty. ¿Cómo estás? How's Jim?
Good to see you, Letty. Sunday's numbers were the worst in the city. It has seen over 900. Yes, horrible. How do we get more information on those clinics, or where do we sign up for the clinics? Cynthia, send me an inbox and I will send you
And
the
he'll
forms.
send you the registration form, and then you can sign it. And on the registration form, it has a box for asking either for August 8th or August 15th. Check which date you'd prefer. If it
Yes.
needs to be in Spanish, let us know.
Must have joined the wrong show. Where is the real Mr. Castro? Don't know this clean shaved person. I'm still handsome and totally not fat. I shave every 4 to 6 weeks. It just gets very itchy. Saludos, a Lupe. Puro bingo. Make a Facebook post of gardens. I promise I will. I already have, Jimena, but I'll do it again just for you. Send me my pictures, Jimena. I love you. Wow, thank you for the answers. I will be doing my applications tonight. Is there an age limit to doing wills since over 18?
Yeah, over 18.
Wow, Angela, you have beautiful big blue eyes. The better to see you, my
Thank you,
dear.
Denise.
Hoy mi abuela fue a Gardens. Ella ya es de la tercera edad y no entiende y no están tomando las precauciones necesarias. And that's part of the problem. You've got these places that they're chick magnets for ladies over the age of 70. Chick magnets for chicks over 70. Hi, Angela.
Hi, Lizbeth.
Do you have to make a 3? I'm not sure.
No, you don't have to make all 3 documents. You can make 1, 2, or all 3.
Awesome. This is part of the New World Order, like the people said. The New World Order. Actually, there's a time keeps slipping away. Ministry. A New World Order. Remember that song, Ram? That's an awesome song. Ministry. Go listen. New World Order by Ministry. It's an amazing song. I'm actually going to hear it as soon as we finish. Salazar are back. Oh, good, awesome. Salazar was a cross BA, but it burned out. Yes, we'll find out where it's at. I'll find out tomorrow. In case, do you need to make all 3 forms? No, you choose, pick and choose. Hi, Anne from Blanca.
Hola, Blanca.
Erasmo means we love you. What is the gift deed allotment?
Allotment? Not sure about an allotment.
Is
You can always.
I don't know. I'll take the 250,000.
Okay, not sure about a gift deed allotment. There's a provision that basically says if your estate taxes are less than X amount, then you don't owe taxes on them. But again, that's estate planning and CPAs and Miss Barbosa, revocable trust better than will. It depends entirely upon your estate and your estate planning, which we're not doing. This will clinic is not doing estate planning.
Cool. In regards to Salazar Insurance, you can call the insurance company directly to get them assist you with the insurance. Example, it's Safeco policy. You can call. Awesome. Thank you, Rowena. Appreciate that information. If anyone wants to know where they're at physically, let me know and I'll try and find out tomorrow. Thank you. No, thank you. I was told that you have to pay an attorney upon the person's passing in order to execute the will. Isn't that costly? Well, I mean, I don't know if you're planning.
Probate. You're talking about in order to probate a will, and it all depends. Some attorneys charge upwards of $5,000. Some attorneys charge less than $2,000. Some attorneys charge a percentage of the estate. Sometimes you don't need to probate the will. Sometimes you can simply do an affidavit of heirship that's recorded in the property records. And so you don't have the cost of probate. It just depends on what the decedent's estate consists of. What is the difference between a will and a deed? A will is something that goes into effect post-mortem or after death. And a deed can be something that is recorded now, but that doesn't take effect until after your death, where you reserve a life estate in yourself, for example. So that's one of the differences between a deed and a will.
Erasmo, my mother needs help with her property paperwork. because she needs to know how to have paperwork under her name because she has an issue with a deed on the paperwork. How can she get help? She's going to need an attorney.
Yeah, that's a I can tell that that's a convoluted question, even with that details. And it's a problem in our geography, the Lower Rio Grande Valley, that unfortunately people pass away and nobody does anything about the property, and then more people pass away, and then more people pass away, and before you know it, it was my great grandparents, and I got it, but I don't have paperwork in my name, and yeah, an attorney's going to have to sit there and chain it down and figure out who's not in the chain and how those signatures can be supplied for the record. And it can be a little bit complicated.
100%. Marisa, I will volunteer my notary services. Hey, Marisa!
Thank you, Marisa. I appreciate it. I'll holler at you.
Vote for Marisa.
Yes, vote for Marisa Leal.
Hey, hi, Angela. Great show and great information. Thank you, Kat. Love you. What is the fee? No fee. Free.
0.
You should go to Bingo to Price Road. Yes, Erasmo. Where are the cookies? And can I get some tomorrow? Yes, Pablo. Please come by. I still have a big old box of cookies. I want to get rid of them by Wednesday, guys. So please, somebody, please come pick up my damn cookies, please. I got a big box and I need to get rid of them. Please pick up my damn cookies. Thank you, guys, for supporting the community. Always, Simon. I love you. Where can I register to make my will information? Please send me an inbox to my messenger, please, Trinidad. Thank you. I'd rather have a protein bar working out right now. No, you'd rather have one of my damn cookies, primo. One of my damn cookies. When is the city going to start fumigating? Tuesday, tomorrow. They should have started already. Give us the recipe for the lemon bars. Did you make them? No, I did not. One of my friends, a band director, made them, and very kind to share with me. I love my people. Thank you so much for being so good to me. Yes, and let's do this. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Let's see. Send you a messenger for the link. See you Saturday. Woohoo! Where? Send me an inbox and I'll send you the information. Ha ha ha. Breakfast soon. Yes. Angela is an amazing attorney. Yes.
Hola, Jennifer.
Thank you, Erasmo and Angela. You have no idea how you have lifted a huge weight off my shoulders. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, mi amor. You know
Just
I do.
Trying to help out, Brenda.
Send my love to the family, mi amor. One question: do we need only to put primary beneficiary, or since I have 4 beneficiaries?
Okay, so we always have the primary beneficiary, your spouse or whatever significant other, but you want to put down your alternate beneficiaries because in most wills in Texas there's a survival clause that your spouse or whatever is going to survive you. I think it's by 90 days, and you can delete that if you want to too.
Is there something Saturday about a will? Yes, a wills clinic this Saturday and next Saturday. Send me an inbox. Pretty kitty. Send me an inbox and I'll send you the documentation. I appreciate y'all doing this. It's an amazing blessing. Love you, my amor. Love you, my amor. Love you, love you, love you. Finally, something good is being done for the community. Thanks in advance to all involved. Thank you, Enrique. Love you. When there is no will, siblings will fight. That's part of the problem. If you only have one child, is it still advisable to make a will? Yes.
It can still save a lot of cost for that child. Hi, thank you, Claudia.
Is there a record in case you lose your will?
Okay, so not only can you obviously keep your important documents in a fireproof container at your home or your office or at a safety deposit box at a bank, but there is also a safekeeping department at the county courthouse on the 2nd floor of the county clerk's office in the judicial side, and for a small fee they will keep the will in perpetuity in a vault, and it's safeguarded, and you can go check it out if you ever need to make changes and then deposit it back in. I don't remember if the fee is $22 or $30, but it's a small fee, and they can safekeep the will after it's done.
Gracias, Sarita. Dios te bendiga. I can volunteer my notary services. Just let me know. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Tony Morales Insurance. Love you, Tony. Thank you so much to Tony Morales Insurance. Love you all. Muchas gracias, bendiciones. Thank you. What happens if the person does not have a will and has a home? Who gets it?
It depends on who the heirs at law are.
If my both and I want Wild's will, do we need two? Oh, two.
Two. One will per person. Two
Thank you,
people
Angela.
cannot execute one will.
No, thank you. I really look forward to this. Good job. I just sent you an inbox. Awesome. With my email, so you can send me 2 will forms. It's one document. Just print it out twice.
Right.
Can you please say the email address again? 955 EAST MADISON at gmail.com. 955 East, spelled out, Madison at gmail.com.
Angela, which is also the same location we'll be having the drive-by at. That is the location of my office in Brownsville. So, and Miss Lena Munoz is the clever person who came up with that email address for me.
She's amazing. Angela, if something happens to me and Vivi and Jake's dad is here with where he is, does he have rights to the kids? This will protect them, correct? Put the information on the form that we sent in, and the lawyer that gets it will figure it out. You can write your own will as long as you sign it. Preach. Awesome.
Holographic wills are legal in Texas, but they have to be completely in your own handwriting, and they cannot dispose of real estate. So there are limitations.
Can my parents who are elderly can file their will together or separate? Each their own. Does the will cover trusts?
No.
No trust. Jeez. Share this video. This is important. I can't do that. What time on Saturday? Again,
we'll be doing it from 8 to 5, but you will be assigned either morning or afternoon, and hopefully a time. Once we get our total numbers in, we'll be working on that.
Yes, wills. So Amalia, send in the email, and they'll give you more information. I'm a real Mr. Castro too. Primo, when if we cannot go in person to pick up the finished will, they will be emailed to you.
Put in your own witness names so that we can fill those in, and then you can get it notarized at your convenience.
So, see your family. I will send you Angela's phone number to the office. Hey, Benny Ann. Hey, Benny Ann. Love you. What are the 3 forms? Again,
a last will and testament, a statutory power of attorney, and a physician's directive.
Yes. I have a question. How are we going back to school? Distance learning for at least for the first 4 weeks. It's crazy. Madness. Excellent attorney. I think so. What is an executor? The one who's going to execute your last wishes? See, I learned something tonight. Erasmo, you're the man. You're the man, bro. You're the man, Ulysses. And say hi to your family. Love your family, bro. Love you, man. Erasmo, good evening. If we have a house in Mexico, can they make the change for that too?
Actually, one of the attorneys that's helping me is Noe Memo Gonzalez, and he said he would be able to help people that had questions about property in Mexico. So if you would put that on the registration form, just in a note out to the side, so that then I can be sure to refer the preparation of your documents to him.
The first question we've answered. My mother passed 1 year ago, but she did not file anything. I'm only child. Will there be a problem?
Okay, so I can appreciate the fact that you're an only child of your mother, but you didn't mention anything about your father. Okay, so I don't know if the property was purchased when she was married. I don't know what happened to him, if he died with or without a will. I don't know if he'd ever been married before. I don't know if he had children outside the marriage. So without answering all of those other questions, I can't tell you whether you're going to have any issues. And I don't know what assets she left that you're concerned about. So that would require quite a bit more information.
100%. How much for cookie? Donations. Only donations. Good evening, Erasmo. Sergio, love you. Fee. Don't they look at the flyer? Repost the flyer. And thank you, Primo, for the flyer. You're doing an amazing job. I got your cookie right here. Preach! Be nice, Mimi. Cheese crisp. Cheese crisp. Cheese crisp. They are awesome. Angela Nix rocks. She does.
Hola, Meli.
Get Erasmo's damn cookies. Please. I need to get rid of them by Wednesday, guys. Cuando llegan los chequezazos de Trump? I'm hoping late August. What happened to your home property if you pass and there's no will? It gets tied up in court if there's a lot of people fighting for it.
Your heirs at law generally will own as tenants in common, and that might get difficult when you think about the people that you're leaving behind and them being able to reach an agreement on anything. That's why you do those things. Hola, Sergio.
You guys have a good. You always have a good for the community. We always do our best. Can we get copies to give to our beneficiaries?
Sure, we'll probably be able to do one copy of the will, an original, and one copy. I'm concerned. My Xerox at my office is just a little itty bitty desk Xerox, so I don't want to be promising 3, 4, 5 copies. One copy certainly. I think we can manage that with ink and paper, but probably not more than that. More than that, you're going to have to get copies.
Yes. I love you. I love you, bro. I love you. Love your family, bro. Thank you. Where is the judicial office we get safeguard? Angela mentioned the courthouse. Second floor.
Second floor, judicial side, county clerk's office in the vault.
Thank you. Angela is a tough cookie. And you could also come pick up my cookie. Donation. She is a tough cookie. Can we give copies to yes, you make your own copies. You're good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Thank you, Ms. Angela, for being on the show tonight to help us with questions. You're a charming lady. She's amazing.
I'm
Angela,
anything but charming, but thank you, Kat.
You should run for the board as well.
Never running for anything ever.
Thank you. What is a corporation? It's like a company or something? I don't know. Good evening, Erasmo. What did I miss about the will? Pues, you can hear it on rerun. Okay, thank you for answering. Angela, one quick question. Has nothing to do with wills, though.
Okay. For you anything.
Hey, you mentioned that you have done federal cases. One of the things that we recently learned about was a federal case involving a member of the board. One of the things is that we're seeing a lot of motions that are hidden from the public. A lot of motions, and they're hidden. And a lot of the court trial, is this common in a federal case for there to be so many hidden motions to where no one can actually see them?
If the court is concerned about fairness of the process, if there's dissemination, yes. And we've got some very good judges sitting on the federal bench. I'm sure that if they are making something sealed to the public, they have a legitimate and legal reason for doing so.
Now, is there a possibility that because something that was mentioned in the first indictment in regards to co-defendants, co-conspirators, could there be that some of these were mentioned during these sealed motions, to whereas they don't want them to find out as of now, or is it more in regards to the not tampering or tainting the jury pool?
Couldn't speculate. I absolutely could not speculate. It has something to do with safeguarding the fairness of the process for all participants, the United States as well as any accused.
Now, have you had experience with a lot of federal cases, like when the FBI is involved? Or have you followed a lot of these cases?
I haven't followed a lot of them, and I don't have a great deal of experience. My experience is limited, and I've dealt with the FBI some, and unfortunately haven't found them real helpful.
So do you think that when the FBI actually goes after someone, they probably have their T's crossed and their I's dotted?
Mr. Castro, if the feds have come for you, it's because they have their I's dotted and their T's crossed. They have the goods. If If they come after you, it's yeah.
Guys, please go try some holy grease at Unique Blends. Guys, Angela, I love you. Thank you so much for always giving back to the community. I mean, you're amazing. Can I designate my child's custody in my will, whom I want to take care of them, or can I or will this be contested in court?
Ms. Lopez, if it's other than the other parent, of course the other parent's probably going to contest that.
Benny, 1240 East Madison. Stop by my office at any time, please. Ulysses is my man. My dad passed away. Oh my, yes, and did not leave beneficiaries in the bank. How can we get that money?
You need a court order. If you didn't have a will, you can file for an administration.
Okay, so we need an attorney.
Yes.
Yeah. My heart, Ulysses. I love you. I love your family. As that, you know that, my man. Whatever you need, you let me know, and send me an inbox. I'll try to help as much as I can. Love you, bud. God bless. Holy grease. Goodness gracious alive. Unique Blends, amazing lemon bars. Guys, it's been a great evening. A lot of great information. Thank you all so much. And again, my apologies to the families that I mentioned that someone had passed away. Trust me, I felt like crap all morning. And I hope I expressed that in the morning suffice. But my continued prayers for everyone out there that is fighting, everyone out there that is in our hospitals, everyone out there that has a loved one, who is not doing too well. Again, Will's Clinic is something that is amazing, a great benefit to our community, especially at a time where a lot of individuals, don't have employment, do not have income coming in, but need to be ready. And again, I'll say it, we all need to be ready. Angela, any last words?
No, sir. Just everybody stay safe. Stay safe and God bless.
Can I take away Mr. C's handsome looks and some fat away from him?
No.
I don't know what fat, because I'm handsome and totally not fat. Angela Nix rocks. God bless everyone. Please, guys, if your neighbors are out there and they need food, they need medicine, please be the hands of Christ. Go out there and provide for them. Leave it at their doorstep. Please make sure that they're not going out and around, spreading the Rona. Guys, please be good to each other, and please be good to me. God bless.
Good night, Cheese.